And I wasn't mad at it. I was kind of feeling Philip in this beginning part. I was like, all right, Philip, yes, come on, get it. Okay. But, I knew some other mess was going to come up with him later. But I was here with her here.
Right. Hey, what about you, EJ? And I'm gonna bring Anita in, and then you can answer. Okay, EJ.
Mhm.
Hey, Anita.
Hey,
Hey
Nita.
y'all.
How you doing? Good.
Hey
Oh,
EJ.
we'll
Hey
start with your
Tamieka.
hair.
Hey
Hey,
Moochie.
yeah, I like the
All
hair.
right.
Yeah.
So we've already talked about her with the matchmaker scene. I'm gonna fill you in
Okay.
with the matchmaker scene. Did you have anything to say about that? Do you think her standards are too like not realistic?
Not realistic. She flat out lied. She lied based
Mm-hmm.
on what the girl was going through, knowing that she was not going to be able to accept someone of that caliber. You're going to tell a matchmaker that you want somebody free and bitch. Girl, I ought to slap you. What do you think you're going to get if you tell the matchmaker this is what you want? And then I don't want to go. We're not jumping the horse, but she
Nope.
know that that's not her stilo. And I was like, girl, you did yourself a disservice. Period.
So let me ask you this: do you think she was kind of in before we go to the next thing, because we had already started the next thing? Do you think she was intrigued by being that we going into this date? Do you think she was intrigued by him and she was curious about him when she wanted to venture out into this and once she knew it was him?
Yeah, that guy, because I felt like she was oblivious, and I felt, you remember how I always tell y'all about the mask,
Yeah.
the representative,
Mm-hmm.
and
That was the representative we
what
saw.
she saw was the representative.
Mhm.
Exactly.
But at the end of the day, you should still know that you're going to get that the qualities that you asked for. You asked the matchmaker for these qualities.
Mhm.
So whether or not you saw it on a date, I mean, it ain't but so much you could do in an expensive restaurant, but have your little England accent or British accent and pay for the
Mm-hmm.
bill. It's not much you could do. But he showed his true colors. So
Should they make criminals in England too? He seemed like nothing but a tea boy with an accent. That's all. He is. He's
Yeah, they
one of the
all
wicked
around the
top boys.
world. Okay.
He's a top boy. He's an actual D boy with an accent. Put on a suit and that accent can get you
uh-huh.
real far in America.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What was your thoughts on her? EJ, I was with you with this date. I want you to just give me everything you see in that picture and tell me what you think.
I mean, as far as the date scene was concerned, I thought it was actually cool. I was like, oh, okay, he's gonna be a nice guy, but I knew something was gonna come about it. Like, you just knew there was gonna be something else. I also kind of felt like, I don't know, it felt kind of, I don't know, because I don't want to go past this part, but because I do have an opinion about why they even did this just to end up where we're at. But yeah, I mean, the date part was cool. I mean, we all know that, her witty kitty needed to be caressed or whatever the hell, petted, whatever you want to call it. 'Cause she had been talking about her witty kitty. So we knew
Mm-hmm.
that was coming up. But it was cool though. Like as Nita said, the representative showed up and he did what he was supposed to do. He represented.
Exactly.
Yep.
Mhm.
That's Tamika's famous line about the representative too.
Yeah,
Girl.
So
and then she already, kind of wanted him, so it was like, oh, okay, this is who the matchmaker gave me. I could have, just found you on my own, so it was already,
Somebody familiar to her
uh huh,
already.
And
So
let's not forget about the $5,000 investment.
mhm.
yes,
Hello. You
exactly,
But
might as
we
well
didn't
get
get
you might as well get your money's worth.
we didn't
right.
get yeah, it's best she paid five
Yeah,
G's
she
just to get set
paid.
up with him. So she might as
Hmm.
well get some D from him. And,
Right.
and it seemed like the D was good. That I mean,
Hmm.
like it seemed like
Yeah.
she was enjoying every minute of it because he went downtown. All right.
Right.
mhm. And I
Mm-mm-mm.
guess it don't matter how much money you spend on a date nap, you can still get trash, I see.
Yes,
Exactly.
you can.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
You can, ain't
he's
it?
just an elf boy with an accent.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So let
Child,
me.
at least she was able to enjoy it. I remember I had a crush on somebody for the longest time.
Oh Lord.
And then I finally got to, and I was like, baby, I could have had a V8.
It was that disappointing.
Yes, very.
Wow, when you was like,
I
yo,
should have left it the fantasy in my head.
when keep dude's shoes pointed at the door because he ain't staying long.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right, keep his shoes pointed at the door because he is not staying long. He's gone.
Yes.
So moving on. So now she gonna tell the girls that she got it. She got some. But she already ready to make a relationship.
Yeah, she was getting way too
wilding.
serious too fast.
She's wilding with this. Now, since you started off, Tamieka, I'm gonna work my way down. Go ahead, you let me know about this because I feel like she really played herself. She may be having her bird moments to me.
Yeah. She was supposed to just, take it for what it was, enjoy it. I was with Renee. She was like, man, let her enjoy herself or whatever, but we ain't getting all, tied up and making whole relationship plans. Like I said, it seemed like she was just trying to follow behind. What was her friend from last week name? I done forgot it that quick, but Hope. Yeah, it felt like she just was trying to walk in Hope footsteps or whatever. She still was not being true to herself and just, jumping in with both feet, and I was like, girl, what are you talking about right now?
This girl, I don't know, man. I really don't know with her because she just like she's a smart person, but you know how somebody doesn't have she just get the stuff she do make me look at her like really this is what you're doing?
Yeah.
So what's your everybody addressed this balcony issue. We didn't talk about Renee and them telling her she needs to dump Preston, and she's gonna meet up with him today. So she's supposed to tell him that we can't do this anymore, and he already has a surprise for her. So I'm gonna start off with Nita because she looked like it's burning her mouth. Like
right, I was like,
go on, let it out, boo.
Are you gonna get to the pictures? What part am I actually talking about?
Oh no.
Okay,
we ain't talk about this one first because remember the girls met them.
Yeah.
But they seem like I mean, to me, she's speeding to me. That with the combination of what we just talked about in the last clip. This was all gathered with this. I feel like you already inviting this dude back to your house. You making him feel like he can get comfortable to me. He
came on his own.
No, but I'm sorry.
He did.
He came on his own and she accepted it. She could have said no, like, she could have put a boundary up, but he said, I know I'm unannounced or whatever, but she said she wants spontaneous. Listen.
Yeah, she did say she wants something spontaneous.
This is all the things she said she wanted. So he's trying to do the things that she said. She said she loved it. She accepted it. So I don't know. Like for me, like I'm not Team Whitney on this one. I'm sorry. I'm even though the dude was kind of like an F-boy and he was kind of trash, I felt like he came in with the right expectations. He came in doing what he needed to do. And she was the one that was like off the 8 ball. Like, I can appreciate what she was saying and, all that stuff. But at the same time, you came in deceptive. And I don't understand why women do that. I don't know why.
You have to tell, to me, you have to put down what you want in the beginning because this is how stuff goes wrong.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
For me, y'all just having fun. But now you just, I don't know. I feel like she was
knowing she wanted something totally different.
Right.
It was because of that.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because she said she was trying to get what Hope had, thinking that if she did this, that this would somehow, but the thing is that even though Hope and her are very, very similar, that happened organically for Hope. You have to let things happen organically. You can't try to push it or will it to happen or pay $5,000 to think that you're going to get the same thing that Hope got, because that's all I saw. If she was just going into this with the thought process of I don't want a relationship, I'm just trying to hook up and I'm just paying $5,000 to make sure that I don't get a super F-boy, then I would be okay. That's what's up, Whitney. You know what I'm saying? Like, do what you got to do. But when she started having this conversation about this was great, like when it almost felt like she was downplaying what her and Ola had, because that's the only other person besides the one night stand
Mhm.
she had been with all these years. And
Right.
I'm just like, really? Really? So I don't know.
Yeah, I thought this part was funny. I liked how Renee and Sandy was reacting and like, oh, okay, and checking him out and all that. And I just got a little chuckle out of it. But that was red flag number one for me. Don't come to my house and surprise me because you're going to get a surprise. Okay? We don't do no
Yeah.
pop ups.
It
Soon
would have
as
been
he
a
was like, oh, I know
don't
I
like
wasn't
pop-ups
invited,
either.
I said, oh, no.
right.
We
I don't
don't do
like
that, boo.
pop-ups.
You ain't that
Mm-mm.
cute.
No, I don't like pop-ups.
And
Mm-hmm.
But
listen,
I know people be circling my house though.
No, they used to pop up. No, we
but
ain't doing
listen,
that.
how Renee popped up with her dirty ass phone in her hand for him to kiss it. Girl, I was looking at her with that phone. I was like, I know. But
All
guys,
them germs. They
guys,
don't care.
guys will do it. They don't even
Mhm.
care.
He's
But you
trying to
know what I'm
still
saying?
be a good guy and he's still trying to be a good guy
Right. In
Mhm.
everybody's eyes and press.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
But
like, can you put that phone down? Don't
no,
let that phone be. That don't be in the bathroom with you. Get out of here. No.
Exactly.
yes. And also Sandy did say that she had to go study in the library. So we going to Sandy next. And I didn't think she was like meeting this guy like this though. I just thought it was like a little casual thing,
Yeah.
Mhm.
It was
and
so childish.
it didn't seem like she was attracted to him. Did y'all see that? I just thought she was trying to be real cautious because she know everybody in her business and taking the number. So I think she was really trying to be discreet about it. What are your thoughts, y'all? Do you think we're gonna see this guy again, or do you think this was just like like a a normal passing thing? They might talk about this
Um,
documentary
No,
or
he was
whatever.
on the previews for the next one.
yeah.
Yeah, we'll
Um,
see him again.
since she liked the documentary,
Right.
she probably gonna talk
That's
to
the
him.
lead-in.
Hmm.
All right.
I thought this was so immature. I just didn't like, I don't know, maybe it's just me. I just didn't like her whole thing. And Sandy is one of my favorite characters. However, I haven't been feeling her lately, but I just didn't like this whole move that she had. Like, why are we so pressed to try to, see if we still got it or get with somebody else? Like, you just got out of a relationship and you made it seem like you wanted to work on yourself, you wanted to do all, but yet it feels like everybody is so busy trying to get back into relationships and they just got out of relationships. Ugh, it's irking me.
For me,
Okay.
I think it's one of those things, like, I guess they have to figure out the grass isn't greener on the other side. That's what it
Hmm.
feels like to me. Like, I feel like with Sandy, I felt like she was like, she got this older guy. He's very routine. He's kind of mundane. There's no excitement or whatever. And maybe I feel like she's at a point, she's younger. So that whole dynamic of her messing with the professor or whatever class or whatever he was exciting to her. But then once that kind of leveled out, it kind of fizzled. You trying to make me into this housewife and with your child and all that stuff. And I feel like I feel like they're all doing the same thing, but just at different stages in their life. Just,
Hmm.
just like with Whitney, she went out with Community Peen, and she had a fantastic man, a hell of a man. What a man, what a man, what a listen. And she squandered it. But I do have some hope. I just hope that she's learned from her experiences that she can get to the other side and save. Look, I feel like all the girls have had experiences, and don't listen to the girls. Look at what the girls have done and how it played out, and you make your decision on your gut and how you feel like you should move. But don't listen to none of them girls, because ain't none of them got it. They ain't got it. They ain't
I
got
feel
it.
like we just be having bird moments, bird moments, bird moments, bird
Right,
moments, where they
Yeah.
act like birds, and,
right,
and it's kind of like really, like why are
yeah.
y'all doing this? And you got even Renee.
Hmm.
She's having regrets because last week I didn't get to touch on it. She reminisced and she thought about he supported her through her whole advertising career from the time he met her. Supported her doing being a little mole, the mole for that. And I think she's starting to realize that. But like we're gonna get to that when we get to the end. I don't. I just feel like they all have their bird moments, and I feel like they letting they're gonna like they would sit back and be older, and they'll probably regret some of these decisions. That's how I feel about
As they should.
it. Right.
Some dumb decisions.
Savannah said, "I thought he was an F boy." Who you thought was an F boy, Savannah? This guy right here standing here. He looked like he could give her a good pounding. She might be all right. Was I too graphic, Nita?
Listen, that's the ones that I'll be saying. There's only one thing you're gonna be able to do for me. Like I don't know how these people is making plans.
Exactly. There's only one thing you can do. So just leave your shoes at the door. Leave your shoes at the door. And let them face in the door.
Right.
So that way you can leave once you know it's all over and done with. Anywho. Girl, ain't this painting ugly?
That thing was so ugly. I said, you spent 5,000 on that, honey. You should have gave me the money, okay, or asked me what I want. Like, what
Okay,
the
they just
hell?
throwing away money. She threw away money on a dating app. He clearly threw away
Wasn't
money
it
too on it.
this $7,000 or something though?
Sure.
$5,000.
5,000.
was
Okay, so so they both spent five to get
Right.
a date. So
Right.
he in the hole for 10 G's right now.
Exactly.
So I mean you know what? He should have got some then.
No. They both evenly spent 5 G's. So
No, but he also spent
He
money on
spent
the
five
painting.
G's too,
Yeah.
cause he in the
Right. Right.
he's
on
in
the
the
dating
dating
app.
thing. So technically he spent 10.
Yeah. Oh, he spent 10?
Yeah, because he bought
that painting.
he spent for the dating thing,
Oh,
for
I
the
thought he
matchmaking
did.
thing. Because remember he was in there,
Oh, okay.
and he spent money on this god awful painting.
Yes.
Look, I keep
Oh my
on
God.
looking at the painting and like, what do I see?
It looked
That's
like
what I did too.
Love just
I
dipped
I
in
see
blue
I see a
paint.
white girl's hand with the blue painting, and then a white hand on top of a white girl's. I don't know. It's
Yes.
cool.
I was with him until he showed these pictures. I was like, wait a minute, I know damn well. She like, oh, you bought it already? Honey, I would have said get a refund before we would have left here. That would not have got delivered to my house.
And no, can we pick something else?
Right.
That's what I would have
Right.
been
More
saying.
abstract, but this was a little too abstract for
And he
me.
was like, okay, well, what was y'all thoughts about him saying you're so bland? You're so bland.
Another red flag.
I'm not
Another
mad at it. I'm not mad at
It
it.
was a red flag, but it
But it
did
was
make me
funny.
laugh. I said he ain't holding nothing back, baby. He
Mm-mm.
said
He
you
was like,
need
you're
to
so
liven up.
bland.
I'm not mad
It was
at
kind
it.
of true though. I mean, she does have this bland type of thing, but that's what makes her her. And there's nothing wrong with that, but it was kind of true.
Yeah, but I wasn't mad at it because yes, it is true. But two things can be true at once. You know what I'm saying? It's like one of those things like, okay, maybe the house don't need to be so beige. Maybe I can open up my sights to something. It doesn't have everything doesn't have to be white. Maybe I can get some color. I'm like, right, can I get a refund? I'm gonna rethink this, but I'm gonna let it lean more into what I want to see in my house every day. But not this shit.
Like a lovely royal blue.
Right.
Like a lovely royal blue
I
with
need
velvet.
a pop of
Look like a
something.
lovely royal blue with velvet, right? Nita?
Yes, not some hands that I don't know where they coming from, where they going, baby, where they came from. I'm like, no, we're not doing that. Like, I mean, I can understand, like, okay, yeah, it's a little, like, even with the classic music, like, oh God, I'm like,
Well, we're gonna get to the
right,
house
all of that,
warming.
like, just open up, especially when you say it at the relationship specialist. You wanted this fun.
She didn't
And
want
then
it, girl.
you coming in here with the beige and the white, and what the hell you mean you want somebody spontaneous and fun like that?
You're not even describing yourself.
Exactly.
You're not even
Exactly.
describing yourself.
And it irks her. It irks her for somebody to be spontaneous.
And that
Right.
free.
Like,
And that free with themselves.
Yeah, she can't even accept it. The only thing she did like was the whole coming over spontaneously and getting undressed.
Mm-hmm.
That was the only thing that she did like. But other than that, I felt like she ain't like nothing else he did. Nothing.
she didn't want what she said she wanted, girl. She didn't want it at all.
Mhm.
She just said something.
All right, so we're gonna go to the next scene, and I'm gonna show the clip, and then we're gonna talk about it.
Okay.
Don't say you're sorry. Not again.
So we're not good.
Of course we're not good. Sandy, a month ago we were a family. I proposed to you. Do you think I give a fuck what anybody thinks? I put my career on the line for us.
Matthew, so did I.
What y'all think of that, y'all?
Ugh, I just want to strangle Sandy. But I'm
Yo, she worried about the wrong things right now, and she knows she loved Matthew. To me, you mean to tell me you gave up your relationship because you got a whole bunch of likes on a podcast? That's what I'm getting. Like, you really put this to bed because you felt more free doing this podcast nonsense, and you ended your relationship because you felt like you were in a box, that you were doing things that you and him are going in different directions now. What did she think was going to happen? Let me hear your thoughts, Tamieka.
I don't know what she thought was gonna happen, but this was giving me very childish. Like, first of all, y'all work at the same daggone place, so you know you're gonna run into. And she already been trying to avoid him. You remember when they would, the teacher was telling her about different events. It's like, oh, is he gonna be there? Now you peeking around the corner and trying to dip away. That whole thing, cringing, looking because you think somebody gonna hit. I was over all of that part. I'm like, girl. He's like, I don't give a with anybody. I'm like, I don't know, but I didn't agree with him, saying he preferred her not to come to the party, but I get it at the same time. It's like, no, I'm not okay. I'm not over you. We just was in a whole relationship. I just proposed to you. Like, are we really supposed to pretend none of that happened? I still love you. And she just was kind of looking at him like he had three hats when he said that.
Yeah.
Girl, that's what made me so upset.
This is it with them, y'all?
I think so. I don't know. It's giving me.
What's your take on it, EJ?
Girl, I mean, all of what Tamieka just said, except for the only thing is that I wasn't upset with him telling her not to come, because if you feel a certain type of way, sometimes it's just best. You don't know when stuff gonna come out.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know how it's gonna come out. So I was okay with him saying that, with him being real and honest. And I think that's probably been my thing with Matthew this whole time, is that he always kind of keeps it real. Like, he always comes with the real. He don't never come with no games. And I just don't understand Sandy, where she's coming from. Like you said earlier, you were talking about the podcast. This all started after the podcast, even though we know she had to be thinking some of this already. But when I don't understand how you can't have both, how you can't have this man who seems to be good to you and wants to be with you and seems to love you, and you guys seem compatible for each other, but at the same time, you don't feel like you can have your career. And he makes a point. He did almost put his career on the line, because if we think about it, her career is just starting.
Yep.
His career is already here, and he could have definitely messed that up. He could have definitely not got tenure, but he did put all of that on the line to be in a relationship with her. And the way that the only thing that she comes back with is, I put my career on the... No, ma'am, you didn't even have a career yet. And lastly, I'm going to bring this to a close, stay in church. I'm going to bring this to a close. And lastly, I'm looking at you like he just told you, he just poured his heart out to you, telling you that he still loves you. And you can't even say, I love you back. Did you not love him? Like, what is really going on here? Like, girl, I was so upset.
I don't like this.
This whole thing is kind of weird. I actually thought it was going to be the baby mother coming back that was going to really probably.
That would make more sense to me.
I thought it was going to be a problem with her and Naomi.
Right.
I think now that was my next question. That's exactly where I was going. Do y'all think that Naomi coming into the picture put her into this relationship?
I think it gave her an out because now she doesn't have to. Because think about it for a second. She was the little girl, they've bonded together, right? But at some point, she realized she don't really want what he wants, right? Because this has to be brewing inside of you. It just doesn't come out all of a sudden one day. So now the mom comes back and you get an automatic out because now I don't have to play mom anymore. Because think about how heartbreaking that would have been for her mom
Exactly.
not to be in her life. And Sandy, she ain't cold like that. She would have stuck it out for that part of it. And I
Right.
think they just gave her an out.
Yeah.
Oh, all right, so let me ask you this. Do you think that Sandy used Matthew as a stepping stone for her career?
That was
Nita?
hard to say because I want to say yeah, but at the same time, I don't think so. I think that just somewhere down the line, she just didn't
Long
want to this. She feels like she can't have all of it, is what I think. I don't know. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
because it's too risky of a move to, you don't know whether or not it was going to be a stepping stone or not. So for me, I felt like she had the intelligence and the wherewithal to move forward in her career no matter what. So I'm not gonna say that she used it, but I felt like, how people are complacent and they kind of settle and they be like, okay, well, I guess I can just kind of roll with this. But when you think about with people with children and families and stuff like that, that's a lot to kind of be sitting complacent in when you know you about to blow the shit up because you don't want to, be a part of that at the end of the day. Like if it's too mundane for you and you too young and vibrant and you want to be doing your own thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, I probably wouldn't have did that. But I don't know. That's my whole thing. Um,
I mean, like Nita, she's in her late 30s though.
Facts. There,
Like
there you go.
she's in her late 30s.
late 30s?
Yeah, because remember when they go to the club, remember they was the old chicks at the club. She in her late 30s.
Okay,
I
I
mean,
thought she was might
what she
be late
expect to happen at
20s,
this
early
point?
30s. Okay.
What she expect to happen at this point, though?
Yeah.
But she went into it knowing it.
You already
I mean,
career orientated, right?
I felt like he was way older than her for some
Yeah,
reason. I
I
don't know
mean,
why.
I think he might be in his late 40s. So yeah, he might have maybe 10 years on her.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he's in his 50s though. I think he's in like his 40s. Like he might be like, in his early 40s, mid 40s or whatever. But she's in her
Yeah.
30s. To
Yeah,
me, I mean, what you doing? You look like you're going backwards now.
exactly.
Cause
Right.
And
you
she went into
eyeing
it
this
knowing it.
young dude. Like, what do you really want?
Yeah.
I don't think that was the intention. I don't think
Yeah.
that her eyeing the young dude, he just popped up in her face, right? But the whole thing is I'm upset that it took a whole month for them to communicate. Like, how are y'all a whole family unit and y'all were about to move on to the next level
Mm-hmm.
and a proposal gone bad, embarrassing, whatever, not in your favor, it turns into a whole month before y'all
Right.
communicating.
Well,
Like something is already wrong with that whole situation right there.
Yeah.
you saw her.
Sandy
She
is
had
not a good
avoided
person.
him. Remember, she avoided
Even
him.
avoid
Yeah.
Right. She has an avoiding personality, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, she doesn't want the because I think she only
Confrontation.
yeah, she doesn't want the confrontation and she only spoke with the little girl because I mean that was the grown up thing to do and the right thing to do, but at the same time I feel like you went into a relationship with a man with a child. You
Right.
already knew what the deal was. This
Yeah.
was you were
exactly.
grown
I was
enough and
bad on
old
her.
enough to know what happens next. This is not a man that is a little boy who's playing games. This is a man that was looking for a wife. I mean, you can tell when somebody's looking for
Yes.
something. You can tell when somebody just want to play games.
Yeah.
But you can
Yeah.
tell he was looking for something else. He wasn't trying to play
Exactly.
games.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he definitely made it a point to be like forward. Like, I want you to move in with me. I want you to be a part of my
He
daughter's
kept
life. Like,
progressing it.
he communicated that. And if that's not where you wanted to go, then I felt like it's on you, Sandy, and I can't take up for you on that. I
Exactly.
can't. I'm not. I
Yeah, I feel
won't.
like I didn't like the way she did this.
Right.
Yeah, I agree.
I didn't like the way she did this, but even though like between her, Renee's my favorite character, and then her, but I feel like she be having her little flip flop moments, like when she told Whitney to tell Ola the truth. I felt like she should have followed. I feel like she should have followed Renee's advice to
Yeah.
me,
Hmm.
because that made things 10 times worse.
Right.
They didn't if you didn't talk about it and take it to your grave because it was before y'all was married. I wouldn't think it was a problem, because dudes mess
Mhm.
around at they bachelor parties all the time.
All the time.
I'm gonna move on from that. But I don't even think we got any men here to argue with us tonight. Any other way.
But you're right, and I agree with you wholeheartedly.
Yeah, I feel like that should have been a secret that went with her to the grave.
Exactly.
Like if
Exactly.
she was sick and ill and they was married for 30 years,
Yep.
and on her deathbed,
She still didn't tell
she
it.
tell Ola,
Nope.
move it. So now we go to the second breakup, and he took it like a G and was like, he had a minute, he took it in and basically let go.
But
I like him. I like Preston. I wanted him to stay around longer. What are
Me too.
y'all thoughts? And who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
All right.
Preston was funny to me. This was probably one of the funniest moments I thought on the show. I thought this was so funny. I thought that yes, Preston took it cool, but at the same time, it felt like it stung a little bit to him as well. And so he did that thing that people do when something stings. They try to be nonchalant about it. They try to act like they gon' like it didn't matter. It wasn't nothing. But at the same time, I really feel like it kind of hurt him a little bit. But it was
Mhm.
funny the way that he did this and how she couldn't call Cardi. I was like, dang.
Yeah, he was like,
Absolutely.
no.
He said absolutely not. And I said, oh,
But you see how he did that drink? That was funny. He was
Yeah,
like,
he was like, nah, she good.
she good.
Mhm.
I said, oh.
And he got something on the menu that was discontinued for.
Yes.
but see,
Now
that's
listen.
But we still got more to talk about with Preston a little later.
Okay,
though.
Moochie, I'm gonna go back to your point from last week when you
Mhm.
talked about putting the cart before the horse.
Mm-hmm.
This is exactly what Renee did, putting the cart before the horse. That's why when I remember EJ was like, "Oh, it was a grand gesture and all that stuff," and I'm like, "I'm not trusting it." She done already made her, you know what I'm saying? She made her intentions known. Yes, it was a grand gesture, but at the same time, girl, are you sure you want to lose this? Oh, yeah. Listen, the cart before the horse. The whole thing for me, you should have had the conversation with Jason before cutting
You
this
cut
relationship.
your ties with
Exactly.
this.
That's what
Once
confused
again,
me.
listening to your girlfriends. Yo, sometimes
Don't
you gotta
listen.
weigh stuff out first. And she was on her thing when she wasn't going to she was still holding on to him.
Yeah.
That's what confused me though. Like, how are you making plans? And I feel like all of them do that. They have a communication problem when it comes to the relationship they in. They speaking to the girlfriends about it and getting their input and telling them things that they're not telling the person that they're in the relationship with. I'm like,
Exactly.
I'm thinking y'all already talked the way you over here, like, oh yeah. And you haven't even told him yet, but you told them. He don't know what you feel, and he just know what he's seen the last time y'all was together. I'm like, girl, huh?
It was a whole nother person over there looking at him while you all in the fur coat, and you like, oh, like you done got caught. You know what I'm saying? So what he supposed to think? You moving on, right?
Yeah. I
So
don't know what she was
that didn't make
thinking
no
with
difference.
this.
That didn't make no sense to me.
exactly. And she still didn't have a conversation. Like even when he hands her even when they sit at that table,
Wait,
from the
don't
moment
go
that they
there
sit
yet.
at that
Don't go there.
table,
Oh,
before
okay.
he has a
She said,
chance.
wait. She said, wait.
Look, who put their track shoes on tonight? Nita?
Me?
You want to get this over with. Look, it might have been Tamieka because Tamieka was like, look, I gotta go with Nah, but it's cool.
All intertwined. It's all intertwined.
Look, what y'all thought about this whole party situation? The funniest thing is with this hand because everybody can stand this hand.
Everybody said it's ugly. Why is it here?
So let me go to. I'm gonna go to Deary's comment. She says, "I feel like they all are in denial about where they are in life. They are not transitioning into their grown-up selves." I agree. I feel like they still want to like trollop around like they in their 20s.
Like they missing something,
Yeah,
girl.
like
Ain't
you ain't
nothing
missing
out
nothing
piss
out
in the pool. Ain't nothing but piss in the pool, girl.
Exactly.
You better grab your man. You better grab your man.
To me, you know what? I'm gonna wait till we get to the end of this. But that whole party thing, this was crazy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to the little video the clip that I got, and this is the funniest part to me in this episode.
Nothing good can come from 3 grown men going into a bathroom together.
You don't think that?
They're going to do drugs in there, girl.
And she didn't even know that that's what they was going to do. I'm like,
she is such an airhead, yo.
Seriously.
She was like, what? Like, what? Like, when you see them all going there, like, it's either one or two things.
Exactly.
Either they're going to do drugs or some stuff.
Even
I don't mean to offend anyone. They going to
circle
they
jerk
going to go mess around with
white girl.
Listen, I was like, really? You're not that slow, girl.
She's such an airhead, yo.
She's very slow. It's very apparent. She's very slow. Baby.
This whole scene was doing too much for me. This whole scene was just dumb. They could have just left all of this out. I was like,
I feel like they were putting her neuroses on screen for us to see. Although we already knew how psychotic Whitney is because they've shown it, but I felt like this is like the boiling point, and I feel like this is the turning point before we get to Ola and maybe something. Maybe there's going to be a learning.
But did they really need to
learn something from this? Learn something. We're rooting for you.
I just don't feel like they needed
the diva. Nita the diva. Everybody's telling me in the chat that you're giving the Janet Jackson control.
Oh yeah,
control. Yeah. Like the album.
I'm gonna have to do it more often.
All right, I like. They loving it. And Savannah loves it. I figure I'll do that sidebar.
That is very, very cute.
Yeah, that was a whole mess, baby. And then her with that music, and when he turned the other music,
but
on,
he seemed like
but everybody started bumping because they thought the party was boring.
Exactly. So let's go to a lot of nuts, y'all.
Oh god.
Philip,
you're right.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Is he ODing?
He's not ODing. He has a nut allergy.
Then why was he eating nuts?
He wasn't. It's probably because of particles in the air from all the nut bowls you have around here. Ever heard of real food?
There are a lot of nuts.
Damn, girl.
Guess you got big pen. Thank God you could.
Or they could have been.
I did laugh at this though.
Listen, or it could have been a lot of nuts in that bathroom with him too.
Right.
I was gonna say that too. That's why I said they was going to play with their swords.
Oh god, that was hilarious.
He might be. Look, to me, it gave off. He seems like he might be bi. I'm sorry.
I just felt like they was all going to get high. As soon as those two guys came in, they already was like, looking high to me.
Yes, they were mad that she didn't have no good food there.
Yes, you see, they was like, you got all these nuts and no food.
What the fuck?
And she's like, oh, I didn't want it to make no stains. I was like, Lord, girl. Even Sandy and Renee was planning what they was gonna go eat after.
Like, we going to store so to eat after this.
Mm-hmm.
one of my favorite episodes. I don't know. I had a lot of laughs with
It
this. It was. I had a lot of laughs with it. I thought we progressed the story. We got some communication between Sandy and old boy or whatever. Then we got some communication between Ola and Whitney. We had a makeup and a breakup with Whitney and old nut boy. I mean, it was some things moving. It was progressing.
There had parts that made me laugh though, and I was glad we saw Ola show up. I said, "Okay, Ola, come through with the chocolate."
About that whole thing with Ola and the hug and everything.
Okay, we're gonna hold on. Sorry.
What did y'all think about that?
I liked it. I was like, "Wait a minute! I thought we was going to get a kiss."
Have a chance?
I always felt like they still had a chance.
Yes, if
she just never gave him the apology.
If Bird Brain get herself together and learn from her experiences and be able to articulate in a decent manner that will resonate and make sense to Ola is cool.
Yeah, he understands her.
That's all he waiting for.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was funny too that when he came, he like, oh, that guy, he remembered him, and he was like, oh yeah, he used to be dealing the Adderall and Coke, and she like, what? I didn't know that she was so clueless to it. She like, oh, that makes a lot of things make sense now. So he was always into that lifestyle, but she knew what she wanted to see with him.
All she was that English accent.
Mm-hmm.
He's well dressed, like you said. Puts Tamieka and the representative comes.
Yeah,
and the representative gives a very good impression in the beginning.
Listen, sometimes you gotta say you nice to look at, honey. But
remember, she wasn't ready to date yet, so I was even impressed with that. But do y'all think that her and Ola got a chance, y'all?
I think that Ola is softening up. I think the fact that he even showed up to this because he heard about that. I think that shows that Ola still. I mean, we know that he still loves her. He's just hurt, and he wanted an apology and a real reason.
Exactly.
What happened. And to be fair, you saw that he 100% gets her. He gets her because he said that the apartment was nice when we all know that it was neutral and bland, but when he came in, and that's when they probably just mixed like that, So
the apartment that they had that they shared together was better than this one to me, even though it's got like a balcony and all that.
I love
the inside was better.
I love the balcony.
Yeah,
but he knew that she needed that, and so he gave her what she needed, And I think that says a lot about Ola, so I'm rooting for him.
Yes,
I'm rooting for them too.
I always felt like they could get back together, but she gotta actually say the real things and stop playing games. Then they would have probably already been together.
That hug to me, that hug said it all.
That hug said it all.
Not finished.
You know what she feels like to me? She feels like a dumb blonde that doesn't understand what is going on. I need you to get a goddamn clue, girl, before that man tiptoe out your life. Because as you can see, this whole season, how many suitors he had, how many girls was lined up.
Yes, how many people that she knew was going to talk to him because they knew she had a good catch.
She need to go get some electrotherapy. I don't know what you need, girl. I don't know what you need to understand what the hell you got in front of your face and do what you gotta do.
Okay, and then she gonna tell the matchmaker no doctors. Really?
Right.
See, and now I don't even feel like she even still knows. She still don't know.
I think she felt it when she gave him the hug, but what she gonna do, nobody knows. But I like that he took out the garbage when he was on his way walking out too.
I love that too. I love that too because I had a dude like that. That used to be like, all right, you got him, girl. He never let me do the like certain stuff. He'd be like, I got this.
Right.
I got this.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I need her to get a clue. I need her to get a clue. That's all.
Yeah, she got to get a clue. Look, somebody needs to send her a lifeline, yo.
Oh my God, where's Blue's Clues?
So we're gonna talk about Renee. This is the last thing. She comes in there. Do you think she came in there to basically really get Jason back and was blindsided with these papers?
Absolutely.
Go on. I want you to elaborate on
Absolutely.
it, Tamieka.
Like I said, I don't understand why she assumed. Because when she kept getting the different texts and she just like, yeah, see, and then she like, yeah, I'm gonna be there, love you. I'm thinking that we actually had a freaking conversation. The fact that she just assumed that it was supposed to be, he's supposed to just know. And she coming in there thinking one from her mind, and then when he asked about, do you think they rent this place out or whatever, or they have events here? She like, oh, this is my spot. I can ask. He's like, nah, I'm good. And he like slide her the papers. You see it in her face, like, and then she's like, oh, I'm like, Lord of mercy, girl.
What she thought was going to happen? A dude chartered a private jet.
Exactly.
He feel like he can't top that.
Exactly.
He already feel like he can't top that. You dating somebody like that got money. He's still on the come up.
And he like, that's what you wanted, right?
Right.
And I don't understand why it wasn't like, no, that's not what I want. Like,
right.
Wow.
That should have been a conversation right then and there.
Well, hopefully, if they're smart, they will begin this from here. The next episode. If they don't, I'm gonna be totally pissed off because they did the same thing with the whole Matthew, and we didn't get that conversation. I want to get this conversation. I don't want to get something, and then we go to the next one where we go into his party and all of that. I don't want to get that. I want to get closure with this. And I want them to continue from here. I don't want this conversation to end from right here. Do y'all feel the same way?
Yeah. Well, I personally always like to hear the conversations, like what happened afterwards. But in this particular case, because I wanted to know what the Sandy and Matthew conversation was.
Exactly.
But in this particular case, I feel like the conversation should have started prior to him handing those divorce papers out. It should have led with that. Yeah. But I think for Renee, she's so used to him just falling into her arms and, and being there for her that she never saw him not doing this. And so she probably thought that this was going to lead on back to the bedroom and that she would be able to say her
she was able to reel him back in,
and that would be it. But if she really wanted this, she should have led with this. Like before he ever popped out them papers, she should have been like, look, yada 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 yada, boom, and gave him the chance to say whatever he needed to say before he ever pulled out those divorce papers. None of them communicate.
Right. And what I will piggyback on that, EJ, I feel like because the show is called Run the World and it centers around 4 girls, I really feel like they make the men look in a better light than these girls, honestly.
I agree, yo. I agree. I feel like they making these girls look like real birds right now. And I'm really like, they career girls, but they look like birds and with hot pockets.
I agree. But at the same time, Moochie, what I want to say is, like, a lot of times, like when people start out in a bad position is because they're trying to create a character arc. And so just like in Sex and the City, like those girls was a hot mess in season 1, season 2, season 3.
Carrie was. Yeah,
they were hot messes, but through their life experiences, they lived, they learned, and whatever. But listen, they got some really, like the girls on Sex and the City, they was just running through them. They was running through them like that.
Yeah.
This is not that case. These girls have like real relationships, and
exactly.
I don't feel like we should be running through these like that or whatever.
And these guys you shouldn't be running through. I'm sorry, not for nothing. Jason's a good dude to me. Girl, he's a good dude. He was supportive of her career.
A dime a dozen.
Exactly. Yeah. I feel like they all throwing away real good black men.
Yeah,
that's what I know.
I mean, he made a mistake, but it was a mistake that they could work through. That wasn't.
Yeah, that's how I felt.
I felt like that too. I felt like she made her decision last season in haste, and she even knew it too.
Yeah.
It was so silly. The what she did, I never understood it. I never agreed with that. I was like, girl, that is something that you can so work through. Like, it's not like this dude like cheated on you or anything like that. I mean, it was money, and at the end of the day, I get it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that I don't get where she was coming from or why she was upset, but that is something that you can work through, and that they should have just worked through and they could have gotten to the other side of it. It's the same thing with Sandy. This is something that they could have worked through with communication. Either you want him or you don't want him, but you
Right.
didn't have to get to where you got just to break his heart the way that she broke his heart. And then Whitney, that was just stupid. We all know that what she did didn't even make sense. Community P, come on now, dumb,
No.
dumb.
All right, so we're gonna wrap it up. What y'all got going on your channels, Nita? What you got going on? But what you got going on?
Oh, what do I got
What we
going on?
doing? Freaking
We're
and
gonna
just
do
like that.
it and just like that. You want to do it tomorrow? Are you available?
I'm coming to what? Look, we gonna talk behind the scenes. We
Okay.
might be able to
It's
surprise them
coming
with
up.
something.
Okay, it's coming up this week, and
All right.
she may be right beside me, y'all.
Exactly. So we
She
gonna
might-
talk
she
about
might be
that.
right
Look,
here.
we gonna talk about that.
Okay, so we're gonna do, and just like that, we're catching up on the first 4 episodes. I'm also doing Mission Impossible, the movie review. That's gonna be on Thursday. That's gonna drop on Thursday. And we do reality talk TV on Thursday, me and Monique Nicole. Hot topics on Friday with me and Moochie and whomever she has on her panel or whatever. Monique Nicole, most of the time she's on there. So
Momo
yeah,
coming. Momo
just check
coming.
it out.
Unless
Check
she
it
got a
out.
hot date.
That's right. I want you being a socialite. You know what I'm
Momo
saying?
got a social life. She younger
Yes.
than us.
Oh, come on through. Come on through. I'm still here. I may turn the camera off a little, something like this.
It's all right. We look.
Doing
It's all
some of
right.
the
It's all
discussions,
good.
but I'll be here. I'm good.
All right, so that's what you got going on. What you got going on, EJ? I know you got some stuff going on. You got to fill us
where
in with
EJ
stuff.
go?
What
Okay.
you got going on, EJ? That was my mistake.
Oh, it's okay. On my channel, pretty much I'm just gonna be doing a bunch of all the Queensmen stuff leading up to the premiere of the show.
And when is the
It's my
premiere?
birthday, guys. So
Look, the premiere is her birthday. She doing something big. Look, I gotta bring it New York style. I gotta bring it like Funk Master Flex. She is doing something. What's the date, EJ?
July 20th.
July 20th. We bringing in all the Queensmen with a birthday celebration for EJ.
Already.
All right, it's going down. Do I sound like Funk Master Flex? I gotta ask BX. Do I sound like Funk Master Flex, BX?
Yeah, you got it.
I loved it. And then other than that, I think this is the week that we're supposed to do the battle royale. So we'll see if that happens. We had to push it back a couple of times. And then other than that, just keep your notifications on because I'll just be popping up, different content. Oh, and Thursday, I think we got our thing, right? We got Oh.
Yep,
so we got
that's
that coming up too.
Yep, that's okay. When I'm gonna let I gotta let Tamieka go because look, she newly monetized. She got it going on her channel this Thursday.
Yeah, Wednesday, of course, is my sister's night. Thursday, we're gonna be talking about Keisha Cole. Make sure y'all join us. And I'm about to hop on with Brillo. He's already, I believe, live. So, y'all can come on over there if y'all free and keep y'all notifications on. That's about it, y'all.
Right, let me go back in. Let me bring myself back in. All right. So look, check it out, y'all. We all going to Brillo's channel right now. We doing the tournaments of gangsters. This is like I want to believe this might be the last round where we pick who's who, and then we gonna start doing some other things with that. So come over to Brillo's channel. I know y'all all most of y'all are all subscribed to him. So come on over. We're gonna have some fun with Brillo tonight. So thanks for coming out. God bless y'all. Have a good night. Thank you, and go over to Brillo's. We're gonna be, we trying to help all, we trying to help all these, I want to see everybody win. So we out, y'all. Have a nice night. Check us out on Brillo's now. All right. Yeah.